This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Lila Carter.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of a physical therapy practice? One might be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Christopher Potts with Healing Motion. Christopher, how's it going?
Oh, I'm doing pretty well. Thank you. How are you?
Very well. Thanks for being here. We're excited to learn all about you and your business. So please tell us about your company.
Okay, well, I'm primarily a physical therapist. I call the business Healing Motion Physical Therapy and Wellness Center because I also teach exercise, basically like personal training, primarily focus on Pilates and another exercise method called gyrotonic. But the bulk of my practice is physical therapy now, which has evolved into treating people with hypermobility and hypermobile EDS.
Wow. How did you get into this business, Christopher?
Well, I was living in New York, outside New York City, working in the city. I had been a professional dancer, but had decided I was going to stop dancing. I had recently gotten married. My wife and I had bought a condominium. We had plans to have children, so I needed more money than a dancer can usually make. So I was looking around for things to do. I was at the time teaching Pilates pretty much full time, and the man who owned the practice where I worked was a physical therapist and did physical therapy. And I got to move into the position where I worked with all of his physical therapy patients along with one other man, and we taught them half-hour Pilates sessions as their therapeutic exercise. So I found that really rewarding and very interesting. I had direct interaction with each patient's physical therapist and a meeting every week. And I thought it just seemed like a really very interesting thing to do. I liked Sean a lot. He was the owner. So I started investigating it, spent about a year brushing up my prerequisite courses to get into PT school, applied and got licensed about 3 and so years later. And here I am.
Very good. So what is one myth or misconception in the physical therapy industry that you'd like to address today?
Only one? I guess I would say that all physical therapy is not the same. And I would encourage people or discourage people from choosing a physical therapy practice to go to simply because it's close to where they live or work. You really should investigate, does the practice or the therapist you want to see have a specialty? If they do, what is it? How long have they been doing it? Because it's really not all the same.
Yeah, and if there's one area where we should not compromise, it's our health, right?
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah. So who are your target customers as we think of marketing as the heart of every business, and how are you attracting them?
Okay, I would say it would be accurate to call me a pain specialist. So I've mostly worked with people with chronic pain. It has, as I said earlier, has evolved into treating people with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and people with just extreme hypermobility. They often have a great deal of pain. So I would say that's really my target audience is people who are in pain. And I utilize an advanced form of manual therapy to help them get out of pain or reduce their pain. And my main form of advertising is between my website and word of mouth.
Okay, excellent. Have you ever thought about doing your own podcast to reach your target audience?
Sort of. Yeah, a little bit, but I don't know. I don't know how well it would go over. I think there's a number of podcasts already existing for the hypermobile and EDS populations. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to give it some more thought.
Yeah, well, you can't let that stop you. What else do you do for fun outside of work?
Okay, I'm been primarily an outdoors person. I like to go camping, hiking, rock climbing, canoeing, kayaking. So when I can get out, that's what I really like to do. Mountain biking. Fortunately, Pittsburgh has great mountain biking right in the city. Single track stuff and double track, whatever you like. So that's one thing I like to. I'm also like to play video games. So sometimes I do that. I'm a voracious reader. I'm constantly reading, both for the practice and for pleasure. In fact, I have my iPad open here next to me with a book on open that I just closed. So that's I would say that takes up most of my time.
You like to stay busy, huh, Chris?
I do.
Well, Christopher, please tell our listeners one thing that they should remember about your business.
One of the things that I think makes this different than most physical therapy practices, not all, is that I literally just treat one patient at a time. I don't have multiple patients in the clinic, so you literally get my undivided attention for the entire length of your session. And I find it way easier to provide much better care that way and really help the patient troubleshoot what they have going on and get at the root of the problem.
Absolutely, especially when people are dealing with chronic pain, like the fact that someone can focus on healing intention for them, I think is so critical. And so as people are wanting to learn more about healing motion, where should they go to learn more?
There's a number of places. If you're interested in just the practice, my website, healing-motion.com, it would be a good start. If you're interested in learning more about myofascial release, which is the main form of manual therapy that I use, I would recommend my mentor's website, myofascialrelease.com. And I would start with those places. If you're somebody who's hypermobile and you're just starting your journey and figuring out what that is, go to Ehlers-Danlos.com. That's the Ehlers-Danlos Society website.
Excellent. Well, Christopher, we appreciate your time today and having you as a guest on the show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnppittsburgh.com. That's gnppittsburgh.com or call 412-561-9956.